What up, world? You already know what time it is. It's your favorite co-host podcast, Pack, back with another episode of Successful Habits. I know it's been 2 weeks, man. We had a lot going on with the holidays, but as always, I'm here with the man with the plan himself, Coach Wes. What's going on with you today, Coach?
Man, not too much. Just grateful to be here, man. It's the best time of the year.
Most definitely, most definitely. How was your 2 week break from the pod, man?
Man, it was pretty good. Kind of busy, but it was pretty good.
Most definitely. How was the holidays for you?
Man, it's going good. It's always great to spend time with the fam. You always got things to be thankful for. Even when, stuff not going perfect, stuff not going right, it's always things to be thankful for. So one of the things I'm thankful for just being able to spend time with the family, take a break from work, careers, and
Mm-hmm.
stuff that you do on the side, and just enjoy the moment. Be where your feet are, and that's what I love about these times the most. Just coming together and just being where your feet are and enjoying time with the fam.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you 100%, man. I feel the same way. I took a the reason why we hadn't dropped the episode in 2 weeks, man, coach and his team were on the road playing some tournaments in Florida for high school basketball. I was on the road traveling to see family. They pulled up on coaching the rest of the fam in Mississippi for Thanksgiving. So, it was a really good 2 week break. But I will say I definitely miss potting and miss talking about, current events in basketball and things to come in the future. For sure.
Yeah.
So before we get into the episode today, I mean, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, it's been 2 weeks. So, we're probably not going to cover everything that happened in the last 2 weeks, but we definitely got a lot to talk about. But before we get into that, I kind of want to talk about, high school basketball and kids as they transition to the next level, but not necessarily kids in general, but, overcoming adversity. So when I say overcoming adversity, I mean, as the best player on any team, whether it be a mid level team or a bottom tier team, you got a lot of responsibility as the best player, bro. You got not only is it your responsibility to fill it up, put the ball in the basket, but as the best player on any team, bro, your responsibility is also to do the intangibles, right? So like grab rebounds and get your team involved, be a voice in the locker room, be a voice in the huddle, be coachable, things like that. Set a good example for the people who look up to you because whether they come out and say it or not, and I don't know if you want to chime in on this part, but I don't like sometimes people ain't gonna necessarily come out and say it, but as the best player, the majority of the team looking up to you. You yourself, you was the best player on the majority of your teams. What kind of pressures did you see as the best player?
Man, I agree with what you said 100%. I think the best player has to be a communicator. He has to set the standard. The best player sets the standard on every team. And the best teams are player led. Like the
Mhm.
coaches, they do their thing, they're great, but they're player led. Like the players fire them up, like the leader fires them up. Like he sets an example. He's always first in everything. He's
Right.
always on time in practice. He's always doing the little things, and he just a program guy. What the best player is supposed to be, especially like when it comes down to, like you said, like being the voice in the locker room, and
Mhm.
just trying to keep the guys on track. And it's not an easy task, especially for a high school kid, 16,
Right.
15 years old. But I think the best players, they're going to be great leaders. They're vocal.
Yeah, I agree with that. So like on your night grade team, for example, do you allow, you say player led, but do you allow how much do you allow your best players to lead your team?
Well, the thing about this ninth grade team that I have, my leader isn't my best player. My leader
Okay.
is kind of like he starts, but he's the glue guy. He's the
Yeah.
guy that keep the team together. Like
Yeah.
he's the guy that always first in line drills. He's
Mhm.
always that's the leader on my team, and he does it. He's a good leader, and he's gonna go on to be, even outside of basketball, he's gonna go on to be great in society just
Mhm.
because of the leadership abilities that he has. But yeah, I allow him to lead. I allow him to call defenses after made free throws. I allow
Mhm.
him to, just lead. I allow him to blossom as a leader.
Yeah, for sure. I think that says a lot about you as a coach. What I mean, you definitely got to be open to feedback. As you look at the teams at higher levels, like high level college teams, high level NBA teams, it's a lot of collaboration in the huddles. Granted, there's times in the game where it's just this is what we're running, and that's just it. But a lot of times too, especially in the flow of the game, you want to give best players, or maybe not necessarily your best players, but your leaders the opportunity to give their feedback on what they feel like is happening out there on the court. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I
I
think
know
that
the game sometimes it goes so fast, but when I got into coaching, I always said I would be the leader that I envision. And that's why, times at timeouts, halftime, I always ask the players, what do you see? Because,
yeah,
from what I see and what they see, it could be two completely different things. And,
right,
I think that makes the best leader, like letting them know that they have a voice too. Like if you see something that may work, yeah, let's try it. Let's see if it works.
for sure.
But also, it's on me at the end of the day, but I allow my players to, because the biggest thing for me, like I want them to understand the game. I want them to
Hmm.
understand decision making. I want them to understand time and score. I want them to understand what's going on. So I'm always getting the insight. Like even if what they say I don't think it'll work, then I say, hey, now we can't do that right now. XYZ. What else do we
Right,
have? Like, what do you
right.
see? Are they trapping ball screens? Are we coming up to for the zone? Are we coming back to the trap? Are they 1-2-2 press after made free throws? Like, what do you
Yeah,
see? You know what I mean? So I just try to let them grow as ball players, but also like just understand what they're doing.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Like I said, I think that say a lot about you, and that's just one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is, as the best player, and we kind of touched on this before. As a high level basketball player in high school, you really get a lot of freedom to operate more or less how you want to operate on the court. Granted, it's still some boundaries that you got to stay inside of, but more or less,
Mhm.
you got the freedom to operate how you want to on the court, freedom to play your own game. As you go to the next level in college, it's gonna be rare that you get that type of opportunity. Sometimes you might even, kind of like how we touched on before, choosing the right school. Every now and then you come across a person who didn't really do their research properly and chose a school just because of the name, or long story short, chose a bad fit. And then they run into a coach that they don't necessarily see eye to eye with. From personal experience, I've seen where that kind of stuff can ruin a player's career, you know what I mean? So what are some tips that you might have to somebody who is planning on going to the next level? Somebody might be playing for a coach right now they don't see eye to eye with. What are some tips that you have for that person? How do you power through that situation and come out, a win-win for you and your coach and your team ultimately?
Well, I know like a lot of players. First off, you have to be acceptance of any role that you receive from a coach. Like you have to accept it. Like you might not like it in the time, but you have to play out that year because like you want to sell yourself to whatever program is watching you or whatever
Right.
school is watching you. So for that year, you have to accept whatever situation that you are put in. Just continue to work. Don't be don't be result driven. Like don't
Mhm.
only work if you get something that you want. Like for example, if I want to be the guy, so I'm gonna work all summer until coach grant me the guy. And then when I get to practice, coach say, hey, we have another guy. And then I start working.
Mhm.
Like, don't be result driven. Like, just work. Like, regardless of the
Yeah.
situation, regardless of what you like, what you think you should be doing, just continue to work. And as the season goes on, and one thing, it's a funny thing about opportunity, they always present themselves.
They always
Like
come.
throughout the course of the season. So if you just continue to work, when that time comes, you will be ready. And it's a possibility that things may change after that moment if you have prepared yourself. But if you just stop working and become victim of, just I'm only work if I get the things that I want. If coach make me the guy, then I'll work out every day. If
Right.
if you fall victim to that, and then when your time comes throughout the course of the season, when your team may need you and you can't do it, then you will forever be stuck in that specific
For
situation.
sure.
You know what I mean? So my advice would be just work, regardless of whatever situation you're in, regardless of if you and the coach don't see eye to eye, just continue to work.
Yeah. In life, not just in basketball, but in life too, there's always going to be times where your head coach or your boss gives you a task, or gives you steps on how to complete a task that you may not necessarily agree with. I don't think that this is the best plan of action to take to achieve this goal. How do you typically handle those kind of situations? You as a person.
Man, me personally, like I try not to. I always think of things how I would do it. So, for example, I would say, to myself, how would I ask a person to do this, or how would I present this opportunity? But at the end of the day, I just get it done. Like,
Yeah,
cause coming up, like I play for some hard nosed coaches, and that's why I always say, like, I can adapt to any kind of leadership style.
for sure.
Cause I played for some hard nosed coaches, like. And then my mom was hard nosed on me. So it's
Mhm.
just like I feel like I'm adaptable to situations now. I know everybody is not like that. So for example, like I know a lot of people focus on my journey, like when I started becoming a guy in high school, but what they didn't see is ninth grade, like coach used to be on me
Yeah,
like every single day. And I
for
used to be
sure.
like, man, like I can't do nothing right. But
Yeah,
he used to be on me like every single day. And it made me like I never forget. And and like you don't really just put two and two together until like you faced with problems in life and you was like, man, this is you realize this is how you respond to adversity because when
right.
adversity hit, this is how you always respond to it. Man, also I'm gonna give a story. So I was coming out of middle school, like, all right, I won the eighth grade championship. Well, like me as our team won the eighth grade championship. So I'm coming to high school, ninth grade year. My coach was at my AAU games. I didn't really know what high school I was gonna go to right out, but I knew I was gonna go to one of the better high schools in the city. Like at that time, it was like Meridian and Callaway and
Mhm.
Provine and all these different schools. All right, so coming out of eighth grade, I felt like I was in a pretty good spot as far as the eighth grader is concerned. All right, so my first adversity hit was at my first official practice. Now trials went good and everything. Coach wanted me to play for varsity, so boom, I'm in ninth grade. So we had probably the best so we had a player that
Y'all
was
was pretty
selected
damn
top
stacked.
12. Yeah, we were stacked. So they was coming off a big house run, I want to say. We had a
Mhm.
player that was selected top 12 in the state. He went on to play Division 1, and we had a junior guard that was probably top 3 in the state,
Yeah, for
like on
sure.
both sides of the ball. So my first official practice, man, put me through hell.
Yeah.
Like my first official practice, I had to guard the best junior in the state.
Mhm.
Well, the top 3 best junior in the state for sure.
Yeah.
And man, when I say like he just let me have it, like, and
Yeah.
then like I'm like this is my first time having to guard, a guard of this caliber, like I
And
always
he played
played
both
up.
sides of the ball.
Yeah, and then he could play both sides of the ball, and like I was on defense, and he just was going at me, going at me, going at me, scoring, 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 and like so somebody had called for a switch. So I was like, "Cool, man, coach, stop the play. Like you ain't switching nothing. Ball
Yeah.
back up." I guarded him again. So and like he was just scoring, 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 and like you know, this is my first practice, and like I'm going home defeated. Like in my mind,
Yeah.
it's like like, and then coach stopped me before I left the door. I never forget. Coach stopped me before I left the door, and he was like, "Same time tomorrow," and I was like, "Yes, sir."
Yeah, for sure.
So in my mind, I'm like, "Man, I got to guard him again tomorrow." You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I got to guard him again tomorrow. Like he was scoring every possession on me, and it's like
Yeah.
nothing I can do. It's like I got a hand. Like he was super fast. It's like so. This was my first adversity. So when I got home, like I was talking to my mom about it a little bit, and like as I laid in bed, it was just like something ain't hit me. Something had just went through my mind, like, let's do it again. Like
Yeah.
I'm not bagging down. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
So and this the moment that coach told me that he knew I was gonna be good. Like, cause a lot of people would have shied away from that adversity. Like they would.
Mhm.
I'm in ninth grade. This is my first of
Yeah,
practice,
facts.
and I'm getting killed in front of the whole team. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting killed in front of everyone, and it's just like when I came to practice, coach didn't even put me on him. I went and got him. Like I got
Yeah.
him. Like you know what I mean? And he was like,
Yeah.
and he told me later on, he was like, "That's how I knew you was gonna be good." Like that's that situation, like how you handled it. Like anybody else, I would have had to, hey, you got him. Like you go guard him,
Yeah,
or
for
but
sure.
the way you handled adversity, like I attacked it head on, and it
Mhm.
just, and like as I look back on stuff now, it's the same thing. Like I might be defeated that day, like I might have be defeated that night, but when I wake up or when I get myself together, like I'm ready to go again. Like I wake up, dust myself off, let's go again. And that's just kind of how I respond to adversity.
Most definitely. I mean, I got a saying it's better to try and fail than to never have tried at all. You know what I'm saying? I think I take that same approach, and you know, my basketball journey it definitely wasn't as long as yours. I played some college ball, but now I'm out here in the real world, and I got people that I'm responsible for. People report to me, and I report to other people. So it's times in my career and in my life where somebody might ask me to do something that I ain't necessarily want to do. You know what I mean? Or ask me to deliver a message that I ain't necessarily want to deliver, or complete a task a certain way that's not normally how I do things. My best advice for people out there is number one, don't shy away from the adversity, bro. It ain't gonna go away. You might as well just go ahead and get it out the way. Go ahead and tackle it. That's number one. Number two is it comes a point in everybody's career and everybody's life where you gonna report to somebody, bro. Always. You're gonna always have to report to somebody. And there's always gonna be a time where they tell you to do something you might not necessarily agree with. The best plan of action is never to go back and forth with that person, bro. The best plan of action is always to, okay, cool. This how you want me to do it. I'm gonna do it your way. Let's see. If it worked, then you learn something. If it
Mhm.
don't work, then they learn something, hopefully. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing is, like you say, tackle adversity head on. Don't shy away from it and never stop working, man. So definitely wanted to touch on that subject a little bit, especially as we get deeper into the high school basketball season and the college season and the NBA season. We're starting to really see teams become the teams that they're gonna be for the rest of this year. You know what I mean? So it's important that, especially as somebody who got a lot of weight on their shoulders, best players, the leader of the team, the glue guy, whatever your role might be, bro. No matter what your role is on the court, you got a lot of weight on your shoulders, man. So it's
Mhm.
important that you understand what everybody is expecting from you, and if you don't understand, then you should speak up and ask, what is it that you expect from me? You know what I mean? What is my role exactly on this team? What do you need me to do? And so you can get it done to perfection or to the best of your abilities anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick now before we get into the actual NBA stuff. And before we get into NBA, I always like to give an interesting stat. So here's my interesting stat. The Lakers beat the Raptors at the buzzer the other day. LeBron James hit Rui Hachimura wide open in the corner for the game winner. This was also the first time LeBron James scored under 10 points in a game since January 5th, 2007. It is
Crazy.
December. The game was on December 2025. And the last time he scored single digits in the game was January 5th, 2007. That is
Crazy.
crazy. This is crazy. Here go your interesting stat. He went 1,297 games in a row scoring 10 plus points. That is absurd.
That's crazy.
1,300 games. So here's where it get super interesting. Michael Jordan was the previous record holder for most 10 plus games in a row. Guess how many games in a row he went? Keep
How
in
many?
mind, LeBron went 1,297. Give me your best guess of how many you think Michael Jordan went.
800.
866.
Mm. I was close.
One of the goats of the game. 866 games in a row. LeBron went 1,297. That is crazy, bro.
Thanks.
Based on what your eyes tell you, how much more LeBron James you think we get to see, man?
Man, it's tough to say, man. I think at the most 2 more years.
So keep in mind now, offline we've had plenty of conversations about LeBron and his longevity. I remember once upon a time, this was years ago. We were talking about this, but we were talking about LeBron's longevity, and we kind of got on the subject of LeBron ain't even hit his Draymond role yet. Like once he hit his Draymond role, he'll have about 2, 3, 4 more years left. You think he currently in his Draymond role now?
Kinda, but I think he's
I
still
mean, he's still
LeBron.
LeBron
He
James. You know
hasn't
what I'm saying?
all the way hit. But this the thing though. I don't think he gonna hit. I don't think he want to hit his
His
like role
Draymond role.
player stage. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wants to
yeah.
hit that. I think he gonna do another 2 years, and I think 2 strong years, and I think he'll see the thing about him. I just think he wants to, just do it at a high level. Like, and when he can't
Yeah,
do
for
it at
sure.
a high enough level anymore, I think he'll let it go.
Yeah,
I think he just having trouble letting it go, to be honest with you. Like, once you do
I
something for
mean,
so
man
long,
been playing basketball his whole like
yeah,
40 years, bro.
yeah, once you do something for so long, bro, it's like it's hard to let go. Like For example, like when I first stopped playing basketball and I had to
Yeah,
wake up a week straight and find stuff to do, it's like, cause my whole life I've been working out, I've been practicing,
yeah,
I have 2 days out max, you know what I mean? And like
yeah,
my whole life has been working out and lifting weights. So, and then it's like, once you wake up and nothing is mandatory for you anymore, it's like, man, like, I don't know about this. Like, I just think,
yeah,
like, man, that's what players struggle with. Like, it's hard letting go. Like, you've been doing this for 20 years of your life. Like,
yeah. Especially
so
like somebody like LeBron who been in the NBA longer than he been out of it. Like he been in the
like
NBA
for
longer than
real,
he wasn't.
for real.
So yeah, I can definitely see, him struggling to give it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm kind of on the fence, bro, because I really hate seeing our legends. Like, I wish everybody could have went out at the peak of their career. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I hate seeing our legends like Vince Carter or T Mac would be a better example. Like T Mac just sit on the end of the Spurs bench. You know what I mean? Like that was hard to see. But at the same time, it's like, LeBron still high level production. Like he'll probably never score under 10 points again for the rest of his career, bro. Like he's that damn good.
yeah,
So definitely thought that was interesting. I just wanted to pick your brain as far as, how much longer LeBron got left. Me personally, I think about 3 more years too. Especially because Luca and Austin Reeves starting to come into their own and he taking up a lot of cap space. And you know what I mean? I think he'll before he get traded, he'll let them do their thing and walk away.
yeah.
Um, but cool. So let's move on to some things that happened in the NBA this week. So first things first, this isn't necessarily basketball related, but I still think it's worth mentioning. Club 520 recently became the first podcast ever to get a shoe deal. Did you see that?
Hey, that's dope. Shout out to them. That's dope.
Shout out to 520. They signed to Adidas, bro. They signed
That's
to
dope.
Adidas. I know that you're a little bit younger than me. What's your favorite Adidas shoe?
I like these new Hardens that have been coming out. I really like the
I like the
Hardens.
Harden. I like
Yeah,
the Ant-Mans. I think my favorite Adidas though, classic, if I had to say classic, it'd probably be T-Max, bro. T-Max.
yeah,
2.0s. If you don't know what they is, go look them up. I had about 2, 3 pair of them in middle school, bro. T-Mac had
yeah.
a good shoe. I think the Kobe Crazy Ace was a good shoe for the
Oh
time.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. I ain't really rocked too much with like D Rose, Dame Lillard shoes. But recently with the Ant-Mans and the Hardens, they've been going crazy though. So
Yeah, I
hopefully
like the
Adidas
Hardens.
Yeah, hopefully these can make a shake back, man. But that's major though. So shout out to Club 520. So there was two other extremely hot topics from the week I want to briefly touch on before we get to the rest of the bulk of the episode. So number one is supposedly Giannis requested a trade. So who should put together a package to go get this man and why?
The Warriors,
Who you giving up?
everybody. Nah, hey, the pair Giannis and Steph, nah, but it's just a dream pair. Like they're just a dream pair that I would want to see.
I
But
definitely think they
it's
fit perfect together though.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Giannis
they
is
opposite
pretty
of each
ball
other.
dominant, and Steph is perfect. It's like Steph is
Yeah,
the person that you want off the ball running around screen.
yeah, yeah. I like that.
But
I seen the Miami Heat package that'd be pretty good.
okay,
I think the Miami Heat would be pretty good with them. It's a couple packages that I like, but it's not too many places that he will land and they won't immediately be good.
I just don't. It's so difficult for me to place Giannis somewhere because like he's best on the ball, bro. He's best running the offense. He's best putting his head down, getting to the cup.
Mm,
I think a big reason why him and Dame Lillard didn't work is because of that. I don't know, man. Like Giannis such a great player, but not all great players can just come to any team and
yeah.
and be great.
Like I wouldn't want to see him with the Lakers and Luca. Like I wouldn't want that.
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see him in OKC. I don't think.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
I wouldn't like some people were saying trade Cat get Giannis. I wouldn't want to see Jalen Brunson and Giannis is gonna be the same thing as JB and Giannis and Dame Lillard, in my opinion. What you think?
That's an interesting one right there. That's an interesting one.
Talk to
I
me.
don't know. I don't know if they balance each other out well enough.
I don't think so. I don't think so because Brunson is very, very ball dominant. That's always been his thing.
Yeah, but he
He's
been trying to
very,
get
very
better with
ball
that though.
dominant. Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. I think the Knicks playing at a really good pace this season. Like they
Yeah.
moving the ball, but like for Giannis, like you really gotta be able to play a lot without the ball for Giannis
Mhm.
if you want the best version of Giannis. Now, if you just want him to be a screen and roll lob threat, then he can go anywhere. But I don't think that that's what he want to do.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I think very few teams I could see him on. Warriors definitely one of them. Although I don't know what kind of package they can put together to get him. And honestly, it really ain't too many other places outside of that, bro. Like Miami, I think he'll be good in Miami.
Spurs,
Um, See, that was another one that I don't see the vision, bro. I don't see the vision.
I think
I don't see the
him and
vision of him
Wemby.
and Wemby together.
I I don't know. Wemby not like a big. Wemby like a strips. Wemby like a
True,
four. Like he not a back to the basket big. Like he not a paint clogger. Like Wemby's a really a
true.
guard. It might sound crazy, but he like a guard. He more of a guard than a big. And you got Wemby and
So we
Greek.
just put them in a 2-man action?
That or like Wemby, I mean Greek can set the screens, Wemby can play out. You know, it's a lot
Yeah.
of variations you could do with it defensively. They're gonna be the best defensive team in the NBA unless you
Yeah,
can
for
shoot
sure.
a lot of threes.
Yeah, a lot of 3 gonna
But
have to make it
you're
rain
not
for
gonna get
sure.
nothing in the paint. So I mean that wouldn't be a bad move. I don't think that'd be a bad move.
I guess the only reason why I wouldn't wanna see that is because I already wanna see like, Wemby's at that point in his career where I wanna see him do more with the ball. Like, he make
Yeah.
he's still passive. He's still making good decisions. Like, there's like, "Bro, you 7'6", bro, you need to be shooting over the top of these people sometime." I ain't saying be a black hole, but no, you ain't seeing all these hands. I know you not, bro. You know what I mean? So there's times where I'm like, okay, I want more out of Wemby, and I think that bringing Giannis might just have
Stamina
him
growth.
have him complacent at where he already at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Um, but yeah, definitely thought that was something interesting. Doc Rivers had a post game interview where he said that it ain't true. Giannis never said that. So who knows? We'll see. We've been hearing Giannis requested trade rumors for the last 3-4 seasons now. So we'll
Hey,
see how that works out. So the next piece of notable news before we move on to some seeding stuff and MVP ladder and rookie heat check was CP3 was recently cut from the Clippers by text at 3 in the morning. He recently announced his farewell tour only for it to get cut short, man. This was Sham said. Sham said that he was in constant battles with upper management and coaching staff. So what's your thoughts on CP3, getting cut from the Clippers? Well, I guess before we get into that, CP3 is a veteran PG. So what kind of things do you expect from your veteran player, who really ain't getting much PT. He
just
got a
being
bunch of DNPs this year.
a leader, like you done has them
Yeah.
for the Heat. You know, just like
Yeah.
the leader in the locker room. I think the Thunder should get him. Let him finish out his
Yeah.
career. You know, just to kind of let him
I
finish it
think
out
that'll
because
be
I know
major.
him and Shea relationship is and who knows? Thunder get a ring, he can get one. You know, and cap off his Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
But I definitely want someone to pick him up and just let him finish it on out. Now I
Yeah.
read reports that, he was, adjusting his own defenses and things like that. Now, it's
Yeah.
hard to know what's true when it's coming from reporters. So my only
If
my
that's
only
true,
neg
what you got to say? If it's true, how you feel about that?
man, you can't be adjusting defenses. You know what I mean? Like you can give now you can get like you've been playing the game a long time too. Like you can give, your perspective, what you think should be going on, but it's on the coach to change it. You know what I mean? Or on
Right.
the players on the floor. So I think it's on them to do the right thing, but I don't think you should be changing your own defenses. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
true that is, but yeah,
And honestly, that's what sparked me to really want to talk about overcoming adversity and being an extension of the coach. The very first conversation we had to start the show out. That's what sparked me wanting to talk about that is because
yeah,
we hear these things about Chris Paul and on teams like the Thunder, you have a bit more of a mentor role because they're young. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
On this Clippers team, bro, you playing with a bunch of vets, bro. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
yeah,
You got people on the team with rings, fam. Ain't nobody trying to hear
yeah,
that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna be like, what? Come on now. Not only that, your head coach got a ring, bro. And you
hmm
don't. So ain't no way like you can't overstep yourself, bro. I mean, I know you're one of the, the highest IQ basketball players. You are what people say is the last real point guard, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, bro, when when you on a team like that, yeah, granted y'all having a rough start to the season, but you got to be an extension of the coach.
Yeah, for sure. For
You
sure.
know what I
I'm with
mean? You just gotta be there to reinforce whatever the coach is saying, and if players can't execute, then give them tips on how to better
you.
execute what the coach is saying, not, "Well, that ain't working, do this instead."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Now, granted, like you say, we don't know what's true and what's not true. I'm just throwing that out there for people who might be in similar situations. You know what I mean?
for
I hate to
sure.
see Chris Paul's farewell tour get cut short, man, especially by the Clippers, bro. Like, he
Yeah.
really made the Clippers, bro. Like,
Yeah, then Live City, like, man,
come on, bro.
I wanted him to finish with the Clippers for sure.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate, man. Hopefully he can land on. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that can still use Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, go to the Thunder, be a mentor. If he go to Houston, he probably can play. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If he goes to somewhere like Minnesota, he probably can play. So definitely looking forward to. Hopefully Chris Paul can land on his feet somewhere, man. I hate to see
Yeah,
legends
for
go out
sure.
like that, bro.
For sure.
Uh, So last piece of notable news before we get into seedings and stuff like that. Kevin Durant recently became the eighth player ever in a 31,000 point club, bro. 31,000 points, man. It's crazy how close we are to the end of an era, bro. You know what I mean? CP3 get cut from the Clippers. LeBron scores single digits. Wade and Melo podcast. And now, how much more KD you think we gonna see?
I think I put him in the range with LeBron another 2, 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there.
Yeah, I agree. And it's you know what? It's so crazy because as somebody like Kevin Durant has always been labeled as the purest scorer in the league ever. He always been praised as having a deep bag, but then when you look at him play against teams like the Thunder or teams like, young teams with younger players on there, it's so crazy to see because yeah, he still got the same bag that he has, but like, bro, basketball has changed so much over the
Yeah.
past couple
It's
years.
different now.
Like
Yeah.
like these kids so creative with the ball now, bro. It's like, man, Katie, that little hezzy cross ain't gonna cut it no more, bro. It might be time to hang them shoes up, bro.
It was different now.
Granted, he's still 50, 40, 90 club, but I just thought that was interesting, man, to say that he joined the 31,000 point club. So that was the last piece of notable news. Now let's get into the actual bulk of the episode, man. We pretty much 30 minutes in, so we'll try to get through this as fast as we can, bro. So let's start with current standings after 8 weeks of basketball. So I know we're gonna stop and talk about a lot of these teams as we go through these standings, but here we go. Let's go at Eastern Conference first. So Detroit Pistons 19-5, they had number one. They were at one point they had only lost 2 games. They were the last team other than the Thunder to be that low of a loss record. But what you like from Detroit Pistons, man? I think K run the East. That's what the word on the street is, bro.
Yeah, they've been playing some great basketball. Cade been looking good. They've been
Yeah,
playing some great basketball. I like what they're doing right now.
most definitely. I think that two-way punch, that two piece between Cade and Jalen Duren, I think that's they really figured out how to make that happen. I think everybody over there in Detroit pretty much bought into their role. So I'm
Yeah, for
curious to
sure.
see. Number two in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks 15-7. And we go to the Toronto Raptors at 3, 15-9. The Toronto surprise you being that high?
They do. They do. They do kind of. I like their team
Grant,
though, but they do kind of surprise me being that high.
yeah, yeah. I definitely like. Granted they've been pretty riddled with injuries over the last couple seasons. Brandon Ingram been pretty healthy so far. RJ Barrett missed a couple weeks. I think that
Mm.
he's really starting to come into his identity as a player. So Toronto definitely surprised me being at number 3, but not as much as number 4. So coming in at number 4 in the Eastern Conference, we got the Boston Celtics. Granted,
Man,
they
it's like
tied with the
somebody
Orlando
called it.
Magic, both 14-9. They tied with the Orlando Magic 14-9. But let's talk about Batman, bro.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk about
about it.
Batman, bro. Talk to me about Batman, bro. How are the Boston Celtics number 4 in the Eastern Conference right now, bro?
Man. They're just playing good basketball, man. I think they're well coached. And everything that I said why I liked them before the season is kind of coming in fruition. Like I think JB can be the best player on their team. I think they're gonna shoot a lot of threes. That's the modern day basketball. And I think they're well coached. They're gonna play hard. gritty. They might not be the best defensive team, but Wash is taking a leap on the defensive end. He is taking the assignments personal. He's taking matchups personal, and he's competing on both ends of the floor. And their role players are stepping up, and they're getting the job done. If they continue to make this stride on the season, they're finished between the 4 and the 6 seed, like I predicted before the season. But right now, man, they're looking really well, man. Looking really well.
Most definitely. I seen Jordan Walls fight through like 4, 5 rescreens in a row the other day, bro.
Mhm.
So I definitely think that the Celtics, as far as an identity, their identity used to be shoot a lot of threes. Now is when in reality, looking at it now, it was they still shoot a lot of threes, but really they just dogs, bro. Like they got that
Mhm.
dog in them. Like they gonna play hard every single night. Like even the 9 games they lost been fairly close. Like they blowing out teams that I wouldn't expect them to blow out, bro. Just off
Yeah.
pure hustle, bro.
Yeah.
Um, and Jalen Brown definitely doing his thing as the number one option over there, bro. You know what I mean? I seen an interesting graphic the other day where they were saying he's pretty much outperforming Jason Tatum this season compared to last season, outperforming him in general as far as shooting percentages, points per game, rebounds, and assists, but then also outperforming him in the clutch too. No knock to Jason Tatum, it just says how good of a player JB actually is, and how good of a team they actually were when they both was playing. So yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about the Boston Celtics. Coming in at number 5, also with a 14-9 record, is the Orlando Magic. We don't got to get too deep into them because P5 been injured lately, but they got a lot of young players coming into themselves too. Anthony Black taking a nice leap this year.
Yeah.
They got players like Tristan Da Silva taking a leap this year. Jalen Suggs back. I think that was a big comeback for them. They needed him. I wonder when the other Wagner brother supposed to come back.
No, I haven't looked too much into it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he been hurt damn near 2 years.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can come back. That'll give him some more size on the inside. Coming in at number 6, which is actually kind of surprising. I figured that they would be a little bit higher than this because of the production they've been putting out. But the Sixers coming in at number 6, 13-9.
Mhm.
Maxey having a hell of a year, bro.
Yeah.
Maxey having a hell of a year. As if you're the Sixers organization, do you look to see what you can get for Embiid, just test the waters, or what?
Man, it's definitely a conversation. It's definitely a conversation.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just have to, do new things. Like the year that Thunder
yeah, for
gave
sure.
up PG, they weren't bad that year.
Yeah,
PG was coming off
yeah, for
MVP
sure.
year. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
have to take chances and look what they got in the return for him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, most definitely.
sometimes you just gotta take chances, man. I definitely think it's worth the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, especially these days in the league, bro. If you ain't a contender, or if you ain't top 6 consistently, bro, you might well go full rebuild build mode, bro. Like, don't play around with the rebuild. Don't waste Max's years hoping and praying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, Cool. So that's Philly at number 6. Coming in at 7 is the Miami Heat, 14-10. The next one interesting. Coming in at number 8, slid all the way to number 8 after the season that they had last year. The Cleveland Cavaliers, 14-11. Have you had a chance to watch some Cavs game this year?
I watched when they played Boston and I caught them another game on
Yeah,
prime time. Was it the Knicks, maybe? Yeah, but
yeah. Now,
I watched
granted,
Cleveland though.
granted, uh, they've been having a lot of injuries this season. But what do you see from them that's different from last year?
I think Mitchell
Did
is
they get
trying to
worse or
be
everybody got better?
I think I don't want to say worse. I just think they're not healthy as they were, like Garland missing, and I just think
For sure.
Mitchell is trying to fill that facilitator role with Garland being out, and
Hmm.
they lost Jerome, right? Like
Yeah, they traded him.
so, don't have the six man of the year, so it's just like
Yeah,
potential six man of the year. So it's just
yeah,
like I don't know, like they're just missing a few pieces. I think they'll figure it out once Garland gets back in the rotation consistently, and I think they'll figure it out closer to the playout time. But
yeah.
I definitely don't think they're as good as they were last year.
Yeah, I think another thing too is Evan Mobley's numbers were down to start the year out. He off to a pretty slow start, so I definitely
Hmm.
need Evan Mobley to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 9, tied for 8th, really. So tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Hawks, 14-11. Now, granted, they got Trae Young been hurt, but the Hawks quiet as kept. They starting to turn into the team that people thought that they was gonna
Mhm.
be, bro. They
Jalen
gotta do a
Johnson
little
gonna look
bit better
really good.
finishing games. Bro, Jalen Johnson gonna be an all-star. He should be
Yeah,
an all-star. That boy is going so crazy on that court, bro. And it ain't like he's stat padding or forcing anything. Like he played the game the right way, bro.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He take his mismatches and go score. He makes good reads, hit people when they open. He going to hunt down every board. So I love what the Hawks got going on. They're ninth seed right now, but I definitely think that as the season goes on, they'll if they can learn how to close games out, that'd be fine. Cause they was up 20 on the Nuggets the other night and lost. So definitely looking to see more from the Hawks. And then 10th seed, Chicago slid all the way to the 10th seed. They're 9-13. So coming in behind them is Milwaukee, Charlotte, Brooklyn, the Pacers, and the Wizards. Charlotte, Brooklyn, Indiana, Washington all got single digit games won. The Wizards only won 3 games. Pacers won 5. Brooklyn won 6. Charlotte won 7. And then obviously you got Milwaukee at 11, and we know where they struggling at, bro. They just ain't deep
Mhm.
enough, man. So that's the Eastern Conference, man. Let's move on to the Western Conference. The Western Conference seedings. Number 1, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder, 22-1. They breaking the record, bro.
Yeah, they got a good chance
They
to break
breaking
the
the
record
record,
for
bro.
sure.
They breaking the record. Unless Shea go down, which I hope to God Shea don't go down. Unless Shea go
Yeah,
down, they breaking the record, bro. They breaking the record. They are hounding teams, fam. Like
for
the
sure,
way that they play defense from the first man to the 15th man is crazy, bro.
for sure.
And then J Dub just recently came back and he in people jersey. He trying to make sure
Mhm,
that everybody know that he's still a second option and he's still,
mhm.
the person that they pay him to be. So they breaking the record, bro. And honestly, I need to watch more Thunder games. It's just, I haven't really watched a lot of them this season because it's just everybody they play out. Everybody they play been a blowout.
Yeah,
Um, Coming in at number 2, which surprised me, is Los Angeles Lakers, 16-6. Tied with the Lakers for number 2. At number 3 is the Nuggets, 16-6 as well. I mean, shit. Let's talk about the Lakers first, bro. Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, man.
looking
What you
good,
see from 'em, bro?
man.
Looking crazy good.
Yeah. So let's talk about our picks. Luca was my MVP pick, and they're doing what I thought they
Mhm.
were. For in order for him to win MVP, they're doing what I thought they would have to do for him to
Yep.
win, and he's looked good doing it. But Luca's a player you could just surround him with a lot of good pieces, and he'll pick up the parts and win games.
Yeah.
Um, JJ Redick was my sleeper coach of the year. So, and I think
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
spurts of him last year. He was a great coach, and he knows the game so
Yeah.
well. I think he's able to relate to the players. I think he's able to get them to buy into the system. And this is the same team that, for the most part, weren't good last year. I mean, weren't good the previous years, like the
They
same
wasn't
role
good.
pieces.
Yeah, they weren't
You know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for
And
sure.
and he has picked the pieces up with a full year and just kind of turned it around. I think he's a good coach. That was my sleeper coach of the year, and my MVP. And right now they're living up to it.
Most definitely. I agree with that. So my pick for MVP was Jokic, and they're number 3 in the Western Conference right now, 16-6. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about the actual MVP ladder, but they're looking good as far as Denver's concerned. They just been hurt. They've been missing Aaron Gordon for quite a while now. Bruce Brown still trying to figure out how to be the Bruce Brown that left the Nuggets to go
Mhm.
to the Pacers. So, for them to be still trying to figure things out and be third seed, they off to a good start.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 4, Houston Rockets, 15-6. I like what the Rockets got going, man. They starting to figure it out, bro. They're starting to figure it out. Reed Shepard starting to come into his own as a scorer. Granted, he still takes some crazy shots. He still sometimes he takes Stephen Curry like shots, and you ain't got them type of accolades just yet, young
Yeah.
man. Get the ball to KD, man. But I like. Have you seen much of the Rockets this season since they
Yeah, I
lost
watched them
those
couple
first
games.
couple games to the?
I haven't caught the like majority of their games, but I watched them enough to know what they're doing, and I like what they're doing. They're gritty
Yeah,
defensively, and I think they're gonna be a tough
for
out
sure.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, most definitely. I like what they doing on offense too by letting Şengün be the point of attack person. Really, they just let him. They'll walk it down and let him go to the free throw line on a nail and just hit him and let him make decisions. So they look good out there, bro. I'm glad they figured it out. 'Cause I got worried there for a second. Coming in at number 5, San Antonio Spurs. Wemby been out for the last couple of weeks, but we still holding it down. We got some big name players in De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper came back. So we looking good as far as the Spurs concerned.
Mhm.
Coming in at number 6, man, this is something I want to talk about too. The Minnesota Timberwolves, bro, 15-8 at number 6 in the Western Conference, bro. What is wrong with the Timberwolves?
Oh.
Is anything wrong with the Timberwolves?
I think other teams are just getting better right now. I think the Timberwolves are they haven't been the best regular season team the last couple years. I
Yeah.
think they're just a tough out in the series because of Ant.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think their team is bad. I think they got to figure something out at the point guard spot. Try to get a little more.
They need a PG
Yeah,
bad.
I think they just got to get a little more at that point guard spot. But man, the Western Conference is just so tough, man. The Western Conference is so tough. I don't think
Yeah.
they're a bad team. I just think that the West is so tough. It's just hard to consistently win.
Yeah, I just don't like their offense, bro. It's so ISO heavy. Like everybody
Yeah,
who touch it get a chance to go one on one, like which is cool. I mean, but come on now, like we gotta get Ant-Man going in his spots. Like, I'm not really
mhm,
a fan of turning your shooting guard into your point guard. Like everybody can't be James Harden. You know what I mean? Which is the same thing that's going on for the number 7 team, the Phoenix Suns, bro. Like they both having the same struggle. They trying to turn their best scorers into facilitators, and it's rough. Devin Booker's off to a historically slow start to the season, bro. But one good spot about the Phoenix Suns is Dylan Brooks, man. You been seeing what Dylan
yep.
Brooks been doing this
Dylan
season?
Brooks, man, Dylan
He
Brooks has been
averaging
on
20
fire.
plus. Dylan Brooks been going crazy.
Yeah,
He man, he had I want to say he had 30 ball against the Rockets. They played the Rockets twice in the last week or so. 30 ball against the Rockets the first game. I want to say he had like 25 this last game. But
yeah,
Dylan Brooks, yeah, man. I like what I'm seeing from Dylan Brooks. I don't necessarily like his quote unquote bag, but if you put the ball in the bucket, you good by me, bro.
yeah, for sure, for
You
sure.
good by me. He make that bump fade work. I give him that. He
Yeah,
make that bump
yeah,
fade work.
yeah,
So that's number 7, the Phoenix Suns. Coming in at number 8, the Golden State Warriors, 12-12. I mean, the Warriors just, they gonna always hang around, bro. When you got the best shooter in the world on your team and you got a good culture, you're gonna always hang around.
yeah.
Coming in at number 9, the Memphis Grizzlies, 10-13. We don't gotta talk too much about this, but what is going on with Ja Morant, bro? Why I mean, what
Honestly,
he
I
what he
couldn't
got
even tell
going
you.
on, bro?
I honestly couldn't even tell you, man. I haven't been keeping up with Memphis too much. But I know every time I see him on the feed, it's just like he got just a whole lot going on, man. And
Yeah,
it's
bro. It's disappointing to
I
see.
hate to see it because he had a chance to be the face of the NBA. And
Mhm.
whether you admit it or not, it's a big deal, man. It's a lot of kids that look up to him. A lot of people that just look up
For
to him
sure.
in general, man. So, you know, I really don't know what he has going on, but I just hate to see it because he got a lot of talent.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So that's the Grizzlies, number 10, Portland Trailblazers, 9-14. And coming up behind them is Utah, Dallas, Sacramento. The Clippers are almost last seed. They 6-18, and then the Pelicans 3-21, last seed in the West. Um, and we'll talk about the Clippers on another episode. The Mavericks struggling with injuries and things like that, so we ain't got to get too deep into that. The Pelicans, I could see. I'm. I really want to talk about these Pelicans. Have you seen the Pelicans play, bro?
Nah, I haven't had a chance to watch him this year.
Number one, so my biggest thing about the Pelicans is I know they're gonna be a good team in the future. Like Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen were a big pickup. They got Trey Murphy. They're gonna be good. But
Yeah.
what killed me about the Pelicans, bro, is they play starters the entire game, bro. They was down 20 it don't matter how much they getting blown out, bro. The starters gonna play. Jeremiah Fears has taken so many layups in the last 10 seconds of games, bro. It's so funny to see, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie, last night I seen him in the last 12 seconds, I seen him go coast to coast 3 times, bro. They
Man.
inbound the ball, he taking off. They down 20, bro. But it's funny to see, bro. So that's why I say the Pelicans crazy, man. I give them that, bro. They gonna be good in the future though, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's current standings after 8 weeks of basketball. So the next topic before we get ready to close it out is MVP ladder and rookie heat check. So as of right now, this is MVP ladder according to NBA.com. So number one in the MVP race, my pick, Nikola Jokic. Number
Okay.
two, SGA. Number three, yo sleeper pick coming in, Luca. Number four is Cade. Number five is Greek Freak. And then the next five after that is Maxi, Spider, Wemby, Alpi, and Jalen Brown. So what you think about that list? You think anybody need to slide up, move down? Like
Nah,
I
I
said, we
think
got
it's a solid
Jokic,
list.
SGA, Luca, Cade. Okay, cool. So you like
Yeah,
Cade
that
over Greek, probably mostly because of the record, right?
yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So then the next five is like I say, Maxi, Donovan Mitchell, Wemby, Alpi, Jalen Brown. What you think about that five?
I agree with that.
Honestly, honestly, yeah, I ain't mad at that five either. I ain't mad. If anything, I probably slide Jalen Brown up a little bit, maybe put him up there above Donovan Mitchell because they ain't winning. And Jalen Brown is doing a lot more with a lot less. So I probably slide him up a little bit, but I like the list so far. So that's MVP ladder. Next is rookie heat check according to NBA.com. So number one coming in at the top rookie of the top right now for rookie of the year. My sleeper pick, Con Knipple. Boy averaging
Hey,
18.6 rebound, 3 assists.
for sure.
So shout out to Con Knipple, man. Boy, he getting buckets out there in Charlotte. Coming in number two, Cooper Flag. Number three, Jeremiah Fears. Number four, Cedric Coward from Memphis. Number five, Derek Queen. And slid all the way to number six, most likely probably due to the time he spent off the court because of injuries, is VJ Edgecombe.
Mhm.
And then next four after that is Ace, then Ryan Kalkbrenner, Igor Demeen from Brooklyn, and then Ryan Nemhart. Hey, you been seeing Ryan Nemhart?
But he a hooper.
Hey, Ryan Nemhart is a bucket. He played
Yeah,
just like him. And his brother played just alike, bro.
for sure.
Them boys got a real bag for sure, for sure. How you feel about a VJ sliding the six?
I think it's just because he been in and out the lineup.
Yeah, because I mean they
I
got
think,
Cedric Coward at four. Cedric Coward averaging 13, 6, and 3. VJ is averaging 14, 6, and 4. So it's more than likely because he's been out of the lineup.
yeah,
Um, but I like that. I like the two rookies for Charlotte though, bro. Con Knibble and Ryan Kalkbrenner, man. I wasn't really too big on Ryan Kalkbrenner, but you know he looking good out there as a big man, bro.
yeah. He was good at curling. He
He's
just kind of
definitely looking
stretches
good.
and do everything. So,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. He definitely a board magnet. I give him that. But yeah, so that pretty much does it for the episode, man. Before we get up out of here though, I do want to give a big shout out to myself. Cause even though the last episode was 2 weeks ago, I've been waiting to tell y'all that I finally picked some games right. Finally. So I'm currently 2-6 on podcast picks. So coach, before we let these folks get up out of here, give me some prime time games to pick from this week, man.
all right, let's see what we got.
So we can get back on our podcast pack, the Fade God type of time, man. Let's see if I can win me some games again.
All right, we got the East quarterfinal coming Tuesday for the NBA Cup. We have the Orlando Magic playing the Miami Heat, and we have the New York Knicks playing Toronto Raptors. And I go first. I go first.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the Miami Heat going against the Orlando Magic. It's a battle of contrasting styles, but I like the Heat. Give me the Heat to beat the Magic. I know they just played recently. I think they'll make the adjustments. I think they'll do what it takes to advance to the finals. And the Knicks and the Raptors, give me the Knicks. I think the Knicks are just too well rounded for the Raptors. I think they get it done.
Okay, cool. So my picks for those games, let's see, Magic and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good one, bro. P5 just came back.
Yeah.
But every time I believe in Magic, bro, I get burnt. But you know what? I'm gonna give him a try one more time. I'm gonna give him a try one more time. I definitely think that, like you say, contrasting styles of play. I think that the Magic just gonna be too big for them. Like yeah, I think the Heat gonna run, but I just think the Magic in the half court, if the Magic can slow the game down, I think that they just gonna be too big for the Heat. So give me the
Yeah.
Magic. And then the other matchup was Knicks and Raptors, right?
Mhm.
Hmm. Knicks and Raptors, NBA Cup. Alright. The Knicks, the 2 seed, the Raptors 3 seed. Man, that's tough, bro. The Raptors can spark it up, and they really built the same, really, except the Raptors ain't got a Jalen Brunson. But they do have a Brandon Ingram.
Mhm.
Hmm. Give me the Knicks in that one, bro. I'll ride with you on that one. Give me the Knicks in that one, man. I think that Jalen Brunson just the pace of the Knicks playing at right now, I think it's just gonna be too much, bro. I think Jalen Brunson and Cat is gonna be too much. And Brandon Ingram still is not as consistent as I would like him to be. I say this though, if Brandon Ingram give you 25 and quickly give you 20, they gonna win that game, bro. If Scotty Barnes can be on triple double watch, I think they'll win the game. But as far as my pick is concerned, no stipulation, give me the Knicks, bro. I take the Knicks on
For sure. For sure.
that. So that's our picks for prime time NBA Cup Tuesday. What you got to say to the people before we let them go, Coach?
Man, thank y'all for tuning in. I know we took a two week break, man, but hopefully you had time to catch up on your episodes. Hopefully you've been focused and this year out strong. We in the last month of the year. Man, this year has flew on by, man. I pray you have a great holidays with your family. Hope you have safe travel throughout the week. Hope that you tap in next Monday for our next episode. And it's always great to talk to you all. And I enjoy this every Monday, man.
Most definitely. I'm with you on that one, Coach. I say, like you say, appreciate y'all for tapping in as always, man. Keep in mind, trust me, bro, if we happen to miss a week, it ain't because we stopped. We ain't quitting. We ain't giving up on this podcast. Until at least until we hit our 1 year mark. Like we said, when we started, it was a consistency thing for us. So we will continue to drop episodes every single week. But like Coach said, man, happy holidays to everybody. Spend some time with your family, bro. Get yourself ready to transition in 2026. Don't wait on your New Year's resolution to start practicing good and successful habits, bro. Go ahead and get them started now. Carry that momentum over into the new year. And with that being said, man, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend. You never know who needs to hear the episode. And last but not least, turn your notifications on so you get alerted every time we drop one. Man, on behalf of the Successful Habits Pod, we out.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.